Everybody pop on in. We're waiting on everybody to pop on in. Hope everybody had a great week so far. Glad to have everybody in here ready to chop it up. A lot going on, a lot of stuff we have to cover and chop it up about, family. Glad to see all the regulars in here. Rahel X, I need to get you in here. You were in here talking about how hip hop came from Africa. Hold on, Rahel, hold on. I want you up in here. Rahel, hop on in here, ma'am. This is an East African lady. Rahel, hop on in here. She said that hip hop came from Africa. It came from Africa's African storytelling. Hop in here, dear. I would like for you to chop up game. You were all up in the spot, kind of going back and forth with people. Hold on, let me invite you. All right. I invited you to speak. I would like for you to come on in here and speak on that. Tell us more about the African storytelling. That's where we got rap from. All right. I want to give you the center stage on that. And this conversation stemmed from me being on Academic Show. And shout out to Academic. I did Academic Show. They finally put the link up on Spotify, and they didn't edit it. And I give Academic credit. And shout out to him. And he was very fair. He was fair. He was very cordial. And it was a great interview. People loved the interview. And he took his spanking like a G. Of course, I spanked him respectfully. And he took it like a G. And I can respect that. He took that spanking. We got into the whole, what's up, Wandi? How are you, beloved? He started talking about, how hip hop started in Jamaica, and I had to do some straightening. Now, Rahel, hop on, dear. Turn your microphone on, Rahel. Rahel, unmute yourself, ma'am. Rahel, you can unmute your microphone, ma'am. Let me have you hop on. I'm waiting on Rahel. Rahel X. Rahel X, do you know how to work your iPhone 1, ma'am? There you go.
Sorry, it took a while to figure things out. My bad.
Got it. Now, Rahel, what part of East Africa are you from?
Eritrea.
Eritrea. Okay. So you said.
Well, I was born there, but I was raised in America. So.
Got it. So how old were you when you came to America?
About 6 or 7.
Oh, okay. Very, very young.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So I've lived most of my life here.
Okay, so you said hip hop and rap came from Africa. How so, ma'am?
So my what I was trying to state is that the culture, whether you don't want it to represent you or have any affiliation with it, some parts of the culture still survived throughout the terrible things that happened, to people. So that was my point, is that a lot of these things, when you try to infer that there's some kind of that you're an entity that just came out of nowhere with no background or culture, it makes absolutely no sense to me, because logically, that's how it builds, right? So, and you see this in South America, the Caribbean. There's a lot of African influence. And I'm not saying it as like a rah-rah, everything is Africa.
But no, you were like, hey, hip hop came from Africa, and no.
But what I meant was that their influence of like what your past is, what your languages were, what your people brought.
All right, but that's
all right.
That's such
that
a
builds.
Big, that's like saying, but that's like, well, talking came out of Africa because the first people to speak came out of Africa. So we don't give them credit for that now.
No,
you understand? We morphed into a different culture that's just not over there like that. Rapping and hip hop as a culture didn't come from Africa at all. And talking about, well, the drum. Well, ma'am, the drum is all over the world now. I mean, that's such a vague, elusive point to make. And
but is oral tradition an elusive point? I mean, when you're not able to when the man or whatever.
That's saying basically Africa started talking a million years ago, so we got to give them credit for
But
that.
it
No.
wasn't it. No, I'm not saying give credit to Africans. It has nothing to do with credit or ego. I'm talking about,
So why say that it came from Africa when the current culture of hip hop did not?
okay, because I'm saying that the culture that created the hip hop comes from Africa. So
No,
the yes,
no,
yes, the
no,
rhythm
no,
of it, the
no,
oral tradition that builds
no.
into what came
Well,
out of the black
how come
community.
those African beats don't sound like hip hop beats?
That's just fallacy. Now you're comparing oranges to lemons when you're in a different
You're the
environment.
one who made the comparison.
No,
How
no,
come
no,
African beats
no.
don't sound like foundational Black American hip hop beats?
Because we have a different environment, right, and a different culture.
Right.
Yes, that,
Right. It's a different culture.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
All
saying
right,
then.
but
You're
that's
admitting what
part.
I'm saying.
Hold on, but that's part of the sauce, right? So that's part of the sauce, but it doesn't make the whole sauce. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, so,
That's what I'm
ma'am,
saying. Okay,
okay, so
yeah.
the thing is, Africa don't get credit for hip hop because we can get credit because we have African DNA, but we have foundational Black American lineage, and that's very unique to us. And we can't give them credit for something that we created over here,
Okay,
exclusive of them.
okay, and that's fine. That's not my argument. You don't have. I'm not saying Africans invented hip hop. What I'm saying is the influence for all of these things comes from Africa. So when you try to
How? You're just saying
disengage,
what the drum? No.
when you're trying to disengage from things that your ancestors brought and that you probably don't even know are traditions that you learned throughout time and history, it makes absolutely no sense to me. Everything
Then
was not
why?
wiped
Okay,
out,
then
is my
why are
point.
they not? Then why are you guys over there? Well, you're over here now, but why aren't you rhyming like us? Why don't you rap and play the beats like us?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
it's a
part
good
of the,
answer.
it's not part of the environment. It's not part of the culture. That's not,
Right.
yeah.
And you
Hmm.
keep making my point for me. It's a different culture now, ma'am. And that's okay. You keep making my point for me. It's
But
a
the
different culture.
fundamentals are similar.
No, basically just talking and telling a story, that's very vague.
No,
Storytelling
no,
came
it's
from
the way.
Africa,
No, it's the
but
way. It's
that
the
came
way.
that when
It's
it hold
rhythmic.
on, hold
It's
on.
the way you're telling the story. It wasn't just you're telling a story, or
That's like
it's the
saying, ma'am,
way.
that's like that, ma'am, that's like saying Dr. Seuss got his rhymes from Africa. Okay, that's so vague. That's such a vague comparison. That's like saying the Europeans got nursery rhymes from Africa. Okay, that's too vague, ma'am. It's way too vague. They only make it possible for us, we foundational Black Americans. People try to force us to give credit for all of our positive contributions. We have to give credit to everybody else. No, that's something that we created on our own. We just got to be real about that. Do we have some ancestral DNA that like the rhythms of Africa and all that? Possibly. But as far as hip hop culture now, the uniqueness of it, and not just hip hop culture, jazz, R&B, rock and roll, all of the stuff that we created, that wasn't going on in Africa, ma'am. And no disrespect to Africa, you guys have Afro beats and some of that Islamic music that you got from Arabs. I don't know what y'all got
All
going
of
over there
that
now.
comes from Africa, my brother. All that influence comes from Africa. You could go to South America, the Brazilians. You could go to the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is influenced by African culture.
Yep.
You can deny it as much as you want, but the DNA, it's not only just the DNA. The culture has survived, and yes,
Uh-huh.
you have, yes,
And
yes,
I know that.
you have created sounds that are unique to the American culture that is yours. Yes,
Right.
but that also, that influence comes from your ancestors though. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's a
I get that.
bloodline, dude. That's what I'm saying. Okay,
I
that's what I'm
get
saying.
that. But don't
Okay.
say that hip hop came from Africa.
All
We're
right.
not, you can't say that because we're very unique and our stuff sounds much different than what y'all doing over there, ma'am. And you know that.
Okay. I get that point.
Right.
But
Because
the influence, I was speaking more about influence.
I
My
won't even say the
problem.
influence. I wouldn't even say that. There is no African Nas. There's no African Rakim. You know, not to denigrate these guys, but come on, this is Y'all got stuff over there, man. I don't know what y'all got going on over there.
I'm just saying, you wouldn't have a Nas, you wouldn't have an African Bambaataa, you wouldn't have any of these people if they weren't descendants of Africans. That's all I'm saying. You wouldn't have these individuals. You wouldn't be you if you weren't a descendant of African.
All
Okay,
right.
that's, you know what I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
but
saying.
everybody's a descendant of an African, though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody came
No,
from
no,
Africa.
no. It's
Yes,
not
yes,
like
yes.
that. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
that's
We're
so
not going to
vague.
go back to
Yeah.
70,000 years
Yeah,
ago
that's
when
what you're
when
doing.
everyone left Africa.
Everybody came
No,
from Africa
I'm
using
talking
that.
500 years ago is not that long ago, my friend.
My man.
It's really not that long.
Okay, because we over here, we got some of the greatest lyricists ever, and y'all got this. Hold on. Let me take it to you, be sure I'm sure later on you will be my baby. Let's sit down and just be by my side. I got
And
the
everybody was bopping to that. Everybody loved that. You know why? Look,
so how
no,
come
no, no,
y'all
no.
got that over there?
You
How come
can't.
y'all got that? If we got it from you, why niggas rhyming like that
First,
now?
first of all, people were bopping to that. And secondly, you gotta talk resources, access to resources. You know that people
Oh,
don't
stop it.
have, it's not like you can just become a rapper, It's
Yes, you
like
can.
the
Yes.
resources
What does
aren't there.
resources? Whoa, 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 whoa. What does resources have to do with anything? That's what how hip hop started because of lack of resources. What's stopping this dude from
That's
rapping better
true.
than that?
That's true. All
Hip
right,
hop
I got you.
started in it started in the Bronx. Nobody had anything, so they said,
You on that part.
"There
Yes, it
you
is
go."
about lack of resources. You're right.
Yes,
Okay,
indeed.
well, hey, I try to defend the kid, but I was bopping to that song. I like it. It's cute. It's whatever.
There you go.
Anyways,
All right, brother.
we gotta put people up, not bring them down.
There you go.
And
All right.
thank you for bringing
Thank
me
you.
up. Yeah.
Thank you, dear. All right. Okay. Lord. Good and well, you can't defend that. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about, fam. Let's get right into it. I had to get her on here to really clear that up, all the stuff she was talking. What's up, Adonis? How are you, brother? Listen, family, listen. Right now, fam, we got a lot going on. Shout out to the brothers and sisters who are still feet on the ground out there in Akron, Ohio. Um, FBA family, we really got to make some moves here on a national level because there is a major anti-black racism wave going on in this country right now. People are just scapegoating us and we're just being targeted left and right. We're going to have to start making some bold moves, family. As we know, we have a bunch of these white supremacists doing these mass shootings. Have you noticed that the white media, in response to these white supremacists doing these mass shootings, their defense of this is to deflect onto black people? We keep seeing this narrative over and over again instead of talking about all of these white supremacists shooting up schools, churches, and parades out here in Chicago, that Highland Park shooting. All of their responses is, well, there were some other shootings in Chicago by some black people. Black people be shooting too. This is their response. That's very dangerous, family. That's some very dangerous nonsense that's going on, family. We got to keep our eye on this. That racial targeting that they're doing, they're just deflecting and just putting everything on us. Anytime these white supremacists do something, they immediately deflect onto us. It all turns on to let's keep dumping on black people. Let's just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Family, I said the other day, I threw out this idea of us having a major grassroots rally in Washington, D.C. to signal boost our message, to signal boost the message so that other black people can all get on code on a nationwide level. I'm thinking more about us doing that. I'm thinking about going ahead and putting the green light on that, us having a large rally, a grassroots rally in DC, possibly in October. And I want to talk to you, talk to the family to get some ideas. I've been talking to my sister Jade. We're talking about getting the permits and all of that. This is needed right now, family. This is an emergency. Right now, there's too many white supremacists out here within law enforcement, within the media, within the judicial system, and we have to do something. We just can't keep burying our head and hope that these people go away. We're going to have to let the nation know, hey, you're going to have to do something about these white supremacists. We're going to have to get reparations. We got to be bold. We got to stand up and say this stuff with our chests. And we haven't had a big grassroots mobilization to Washington, D.C., or anywhere really. We have some local protests here and there, and they immediately get co opted by some twerking senator or somebody. The minute we start talking about what's going on with black people, all of a sudden we get some shill that's been put up there by the Democrats or whoever to get up there to start talking about, well, black trans lives matter too. And what about immigration? We're going to have to mobilize on a grassroots level and say, hey, look, we're standing in unison saying we need our government to do something about all of these white supremacists that's in law enforcement. Family, out there in Akron, Ohio, and I put up some tweets earlier, you have members of the Akron police that's part of the white supremacist group, the Three Percenters. There was some controversy about that a couple of years ago where some people saw an Akron police officer with the damn Three Percenter tattoo. That's a white supremacist group. And people brought it to the attention of the Akron police, and they put out a statement. Well, that's his personal business. That don't, we don't allow any type of extremism or whatever, but that's his personal business. So we're not going to reprimand him. That's very dangerous. Out here in Los Angeles, where I'm from, you have deputies that are testifying that they're part of white supremacist gangs. The white media is downplaying that. We on the grassroots, we need to signal boost that message to let folks know how big of a problem that is and that they have to do something about it. The suspected white supremacist who killed our brother, our young son, Tamir Rice, Timothy Loman, they tried to hire him quietly to some police force out there in Pennsylvania. Did you see that story? They hired him and they tried to do it on the low. And then when people called up and called them out, word got out. And, it's pull-up summer season right now. So it was some folks talking about pulling up over there. They immediately fired him talking about they didn't know his background. The hell they didn't know that man's background. White supremacists never get fired. They only get transferred. That's dangerous. They know that man killed a damn innocent child. And they're sitting up protecting this guy, letting him get hired all over the place. It's up to us to put a thwart to this stuff and to speak out about it on a national level, family. We got to get busy. And shout out to the brothers and sisters who are out there in, I want to say it was North Carolina, right? They're trying to pull up on Carolyn Bryant, the woman who got Emmett Till killed. Her old ass is still alive, and they're hiding her now. The whole hood is on her bumper right now. Shout out to the family. They're looking for her right now. They done found her address. They found a nursing home. Them niggas ran up in a nursing home looking for her ass. You dig? They all over the block looking for her old ass. And that's what it is. I don't want to hear about how old she is because they just got a 101-year-old Nazi and threw his ass in jail. You understand? Don't let them use the sympathy about how old she is and she's feeble. She can get her feeble ass in jail because she got our young brother killed and got other black people killed because the Emmett Till situation launched the civil rights movement and a lot of black folks got harmed in that movement. You understand? If these people can dig up cases on Bill Cosby from 60 and 70 years ago and make him civilly liable, well, you can put her in jail too. So shout out to the brothers and sisters out there trying to bring justice. See, this is the kind of energy that we need, family. Us hitting the streets, and we need to take it on a national level, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all see the case going on in New York right now. Jose Alba, I think that's his name. He's a bodega owner. He got into an argument with this black dude. He stabbed him to death, and all the white supremacists are trying to make him an honorary white supremacist now. They arrested him for murder. He killed his brother. And all the white supremacists was like, oh, it was self-defense. He shouldn't go to jail, self-defense. And they had to lower his bail. And Eric Adams, the mayor, he punked out and he was copping pleas. So they're trying to get the Hispanics on code so that this anti-black targeting can transfer over to them. That's why all of that black and brown stuff has to go out the window. We ain't got no allies, man. We got to ride out on our own. And that's a good thing. We need to trim the fat and cut all the dead weight out here. But that whole thing with Jose Alba, them saying, oh, yeah, he did nothing wrong. He should have stabbed that nigga. just a few weeks ago, remember in Akron, going back to Akron, those brothers were being attacked by that white boy Ethan Lemming and his buddies. They were being shot at with these modified pellet guns. These brothers defended themselves using lethal force, and them brothers are in jail. And all of the white supremacists were like, yeah, they deserve to go to jail. That type of racial double standard, we can't go for that. We can't go for these racial double standards. We can't sit around just allowing white supremacists to be working in law enforcement, using our tax dollars to run around shooting us 60 damn times when we're unarmed. We're going to have to make a national move, take this thing to Washington, D.C., and let the words be known what we need and what we want and what we're not going to tolerate. We are tired of white supremacists in law enforcement. We have to say that in unison. We need reparations for foundational Black Americans. We need an anti-Black hate crime bill. Okay? We need to step to Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen, and be loud and proud and say this. We never, you know what? All of these protests that go on, we're never really specific about anything. Whenever a Black person gets killed, there's a lot of emotion. We run out here, oh, we want justice hands. We start doing slogans or whatever, but nobody's saying anything, not in unison, Doug. Nobody's saying anything specifically. Like, what exactly do we want? They just kind of let us blow off steam. And then when we blow off steam, the twerk contest starts. It turns into a damn twerk contest. This is why we need a grassroots movement where we go up here, nobody's twerking, nobody's talking about Black and brown, nobody's talking about nobody's sexuality. We're not talking about immigration. We're not trying to turn it into a rock the vote rally. We're just saying loud to the whole country, listen, we're going to need that paper. We're going to need the same thing you're giving Asian people. Hate crime bills that protect them. We need that. We need to punish all of these white supremacists who are in law enforcement. And by doing this, two things: either they're going to do what we want them to do, or just the fact that we've unified so much, that's going to be magnetic to other Black people who want to unify, and that's going to strengthen our ideology and our numbers, which is the secondary gain from that. We got to start hitting the ground, man. This thing is getting serious out here. Them shooting an innocent Black person 60 damn times like that, we got to get real serious. Because what they're doing now, they're just upping the ante with the way they execute us in the streets right now. So we got to make bold moves. We just can't tweet about it and talk about it online. We got to get out here and show, hey, we're going to say this with our chest. This is just not acceptable. We got to move as a grassroots unit. Now, who all should we bring to speak? That's what I want to talk to the family about. Who do we have on the grassroots who's thorough enough and fearless enough to speak on that? I want to come down. I'll speak. Our sister Jade will speak. I want to get my brother Reza Islam, possibly our brother Jehudi Maad Ra. He's a very thorough brother. Brother Kaba, brother James Small, some of these riders, a lot of the folks from the Hidden Colors series. Y'all throw some names at me. Who do you think we should bring who can represent? Y'all throw some names out here to us. I'm going to have y'all chime in. I'm going to have some of y'all call in. Give me some names of who you think we should bring to represent, to speak for the grassroots, to really make an impact about what we need. Let me see some hands. Let me have some people chime in. Who would you suggest? Some other people I'm thinking, Brother Wesley Muhammad, another brother out there. I think he's in either Georgia or Texas, Brother Ben X. He's doing some good things. If I can get Sister Shahrazad Ali, that would be great. Throw some names at me, man. Who else could we get to represent? Let me get some folks in here to chop it up. Let's get Coops T. Coops T, what's up, dear? And then we're gonna get who is this? Cadillac Black. We'll get him in here. Y'all throw some names at me. We'll get Big ATL. Y'all throw some names at me. All right. Coops, turn your microphone on, man.
Of course, I want to throw our brother Marcel. he's gonna be loud and clear about it. So I'm just
Oh yeah, yeah,
happy. Oh yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. From the
Yes,
Bay
yes, I
Area.
forgot.
Yes,
Yes.
I forgot. Yes.
Okay, what's that echo? Turn your speaker down, dear. Yes, definitely Marcel. Definitely Marcel. Your speakers are a little janky, dear. Let's get Cadillac Black.
Oh yeah.
Yes, definitely Marcel. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. I heard a lot of people name who you mentioned, and a lot of these people got their own respective organizations who they align with. A lot of them not really in the grassroots, but I would say people like Sister Wani, people from the tribe, you know what I'm saying? The people who really out here
Yes.
online, you know what I'm saying? Putting a message out, because a lot of people, we just don't want to get bogged down with people who got their own ideologies and everything already. Let's get some fresh life out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. A lot of brothers who you mentioned, yeah, that's cool. But yeah, we need some of this fresh energy, some of these youngsters out here,
Yeah.
Sonny, and you know what I'm saying, Mel, you know what I'm saying? All the people who really, yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. I respect that. Yes, indeed. Let me get some more folks to chime in. Y'all throw some names out here, man. Let's get I Love in here. Let me get the sister on here.
Yes, greetings, family. What about some of the contributors to the for Black America that Ice Cube presented?
Like who are the contributors on that?
I know Dr. Claude Anderson. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
think he directly contributed, but if we couldn't get Ice Cube there, Ice Cube, I think, presenting that. But Dr. Claude Anderson would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and I know Brother Claude. Um, I want to see if his health is cool. I would love to have him. That would be absolutely phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. I need to call him and check on him to see if his health is cool. But again, that's in DC, and he's in the DC area, so that would be a thing. Let's get Big Will. That's St. Louis. Big Will.
Hey, peace, family. How y'all doing? I think that Dr. Supreme Understanding would be a very good contributor. He wrote the book How to Hustle and Win, and it transformed a lot of brothers' lives, and that got caught up in the judicial system. And I think he would have a lot of positive things to say.
There you go. All right, man. Good looking out on that. Let's get Ray. Ray, hop on, brother.
What's going on, Tariq? Hey,
How
real
you doing,
quick,
Ray?
I want to just throw Judge Joe Brown in there because I ain't
Yes,
gonna.
yes,
That's my
yes.
cousin, so I kind of got to throw him in there. And brother Eric Shepard, he's from my hometown. You had him in, I believe it was Hidden Colors 4, and I haven't heard
Yes.
from the brother in a lot of years. So I was wondering if you could reach out to him.
Yeah, I got to check on my brother and see how he's doing. But yes, definitely Judge Joe Brown. We had him at the FBA conference a couple of years ago. So yes, Judge Joe Brown, that's another good one. Let's get some more names. Give me some more suggestions of who you would like to see come out and represent. Unhinged, hop on, brother. Unhinged, turn your microphone on, sir. All right, let's get Luna. Hop on, Luna. All right, y'all get it together. Let's get Tyson in here. All right. Tyson, turn your microphone on. All right. What's up, Tyson?
Yeah, I just want to echo what the brother said a few callers ago. You named some people, some real smart people, but I don't think we need any more information. I mean, we had the Hidden Color series, we got the spaces. I think it's time for activism. We really need to highlight activists in our community. Young people like the energy of like a Darren Steele. We need those type of people. That brother's 100% on point. It's time for some new energy and definitely more activism in the community. That's it.
That's what we want to do. That's why we need some. Who's local? Who's out here? Again, I'm throwing some names out here. Let me know some more brothers and sisters out here, up and coming, who's going to signal boost the message. Okay, that's what we want. We want people to signal boost what our message is and what we want and what we want to do about these white supremacists working in law enforcement, what we're going to do about an anti-black hate crime bill, what we're going to do about reparations. That's what we need. It ain't about information. We have a message, and the message is activism. We're pushing a message of what we want as a group. You understand? So that's what we need. We need somebody who's going to push that message and articulate that message in a way that's going to resonate with the people. Mac, Hop on, brother.
Yeah, brother. I like October, especially around the 6th because it's Fannie Lou Hamer's birthday. But I'm going to go with Ice Cube, brother, because he put a lot on the line when he
Yeah.
spoke up.
Yes,
That's it. Thank you, brother.
All right, brother. All right. Let's get let me see. Let's get Chanel Sussex. Let's get Chanel Sussex in here. All right, Chanel, what's on your mind, dear? All right, Chanel, where you at? All right, we're waiting on Chanel to turn that microphone on. Waiting on Chanel to turn that microphone on. While we're waiting on Chanel, let's get Dee Dee Pendarvis.
Thank you for saying it correct because most people don't get it correct.
There you go. What's on your mind, brother?
I think I'm with everything. I think we should get our grassroots lawyers, but I think we should also get constitutional lawyers.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying, brother? We should get constitutional lawyers so they can argue the spirit of the law because that's where they get us at.
Yeah, but they also get us with the "I'm white and I say so" too. They do this whole thing where they'll enforce the law based on race. So again, but lawyers, that's a good idea though. Having some lawyers come in and talk about things from a legal standpoint, and us galvanizing lawyers. That's why for the last 2 weeks I've been saying, "Hey, lawyers, reach out to me. I would like to reach out to some lawyers and just have a cachet of lawyers on deck. So when stuff goes down, we have folks who can go out here and assist us with certain things. We can retain certain lawyers. We need new versions of Alton Maddox, brothers like that, real brothers who are riders. Where are black lawyers, man? Where are our black lawyers that are riders? Where's the next Johnny Cochran, man? That's what we need. We've been screaming, we need black lawyers that we need to have on deck. I invite you. We need to have y'all come down. If we have this rally in Washington, D.C., I will be glad to bring as many black lawyers up as possible so that you can talk about what's needed on a legal standpoint. That's absolutely what we need. Chanel, are you ready, dear?
Yes, peace and greetings to you. Thank you so much for being patient with me. To answer your question, one of the things that we do is we're creating a super PAC to combat anti-racism. As Neely Fuller said, that they have think tanks, that they burn the midnight oil, and we have to do that as well. And we also have to invest in our think tanks, and we have to put money behind it. In addition to that, we also, in the smaller sector, if you, whatever business that you're in, to make sure that if you're, what kind of industry you're in, make sure you get other people that's like-minded in that business. So if you're a school teacher, if you a garbage man, bring your other people on. And one last thing too, when Dr. Frances Cress Welsing was alive and she needed a lawyer because she was having issues with the Jewish people that was living next door to her, there was no lawyers that was willing to take on her case. So when you ask where is the black lawyers at, we don't know because they wouldn't even take on.
That's a damn shame.
Area. But there was none to take on her case. Yep. And that's a fact. So we need you. Yep.
Yeah. And thank you, sister. Shout out to Sister Mayat, our sister, Dr. Mayat, who put out something that Howard University needs to apologize to Dr. Welsing because they did that sister wrong. They did our Queen Mother wrong. And we're requesting, thanks to Sister Mayat, she put that out here. Sister Mayat is in the new movie that we're doing too. That's Sister So Thorough. And I would definitely have her up there because she's out there in the DMV area. Howard University, they need to apologize to that sister. They fired her because of her views, from what I understand. You understand? I think they fired Dr. Welsing because of her views. They thought her views were too controversial. They did our sister wrong. Howard University needs to issue an apology. We need to be on their bumper. And there's a movement growing about that, making Howard University apologize to our now gone sister, which I'm 100% with. And I wish I had known that Dr. Welsing was going through all of that stuff. I found out that she was going through that stuff after she died. That broke my heart because I would have handled that for her. In fact, when she died, and people know this, people already know the story. When she died, They were trying to put together a damn, like, kind of panhandle money for her funeral. People were like trying to take up a little collection for her funeral. I said, "Are you insane? A collection? Nobody gonna take up a collection for this sisters. We gotta, everybody gotta scrounge up money for this sister who changed all of our lives." I was so offended by that. The fact that people had to kind of try to nickel and dime. I said, well, yeah, put your nickels and dimes together. I paid for the entire funeral. I paid for the whole thing. I said, cut that out. We're not going to do that. We're not going to sit here and panhandle our sister, her legacy. What's the bill? Send me the bill. I just paid the whole thing. We're not going to play that game with somebody who changed everybody's life, especially mine. Y'all know how much I love that sister. I love that sister very dearly. I was a big rider for her. We got to ride for our folks who put their lives on the line, who put their reputations on the line in order to speak the truth. That's why with this museum, I'm getting statues made of Dr. Wilson. We're going to have a mural. I'm contacting a mural company out here. We're going to put a mural on her, of her on the side of the building. We got to really, really look out for the legacy of our people. We got to stop playing around when it comes to getting stuff done that we need to get done, family. All these other groups, they get a lot of stuff done because they have rallies all the time. They go out here and hit the streets every other day. There's a pride rally all this month. Well, in June, they had pride rallies all over the place. You understand? To galvanize people to their message. They have immigration rallies all over the place. We really don't have, truth be told, we don't have any grassroots rallies or marches to get our messages out there. Now, sometimes when it comes to just marching about injustice, like when somebody gets shot, we don't want to have to wait until then, right? When you do that, you're already in a powerless position. When you wait and be reactionary, that's the problem. We always have these reactionary marches. We got to be proactive. We got to take an offensive stand and organize a protest with our demands about what we need and what we're going to support or not support, and what we're going to do or not do if we don't get our demands met. We have to go out here and say, hey, look, this is the problem. We're telling you what the problem is. We let them come to us telling us what our problem is. We let them organize rallies with all of their damn shills that nobody knows, all of these Negroes that then came out of nowhere. And then they come out here with a bullhorn. Yes, Black Lives Matter. We need student loan debt. No, we don't. We need immigration because Haitians is black too. We get silly nonsense that we're not even asking for. But the fact, if we're not making any demands on our own, getting our own grassroots motivation going, they're going to do it for us. We have to stop letting these people do it for us. We got to have a big rally with a real message so that everybody else who's black, who's foundational Black American, can get on code with the message. Online is one thing, but getting out there, boots on the ground, that puts a different energy out there, family. We got to be serious about this. I want some people to throw some more names at me about who we should get. I'm not going to be on here too long. I get a couple of more callers. Let's throw some more names out here about who we should get. We got Cherie out here in D.C. Shout out to Cherie in D.C. Hop on, beloved. All right, we'll get Cherie, and then we'll get Trauma. All right, Cherie.
What's good, Tariq? I just wanted to say, I appreciate that you're asking for specific names, but I really want to go back and highlight Marcel and his ascension to greatness. Okay, he did
Oh, yeah.
not start out saying that he wanted to be a politician. That was literally not why he got into this fight. It was about being that voice for foundational Black Americans, and we need more of those voices. So there are so many ways
Absolutely.
that we talk ourselves out of being that same Marcel. We all have that in us.
Yes, indeed, and that's a given. You know, Marcel will definitely be a part of it. That's a given. We don't have to specify that. That's a given. Marcel will definitely be down. Thank you, beloved. You know, I want Wani. I see Wani in here. Wani, I want you to be down too, Wani. Where you at? Let me get Wani up here. Let me introduce y'all to Wani. Wani be killing the game. Let me get my sister Wani in here. I want Wani to come through. Wani don't be doing public speaking like that, but Wani need to come on out and represent. Where you at, beloved?
Hey,
Hey, dear, how are
how
you?
are you, Tariq?
I am good, Wani. We need you, sister. We need you out here in these streets. We need you out here with us. We need your energy, sister. We need you to come on through if we put it together. Because I'm still thinking about it. I just, I'm still thinking about it. But if we do this, we got to have you to come on through.
Well, I am very passionate about the topic, but I do want to make sure that the best speakers speak because I'm not a professional speaker,
Right,
and that's my only concern. I care more about what impression we give. I don't want to be amateurish, and that's all
right,
my concern is.
right, right. I got that because yeah, I don't. You don't really do any public speaking, but when you're in these rooms, you're giving so much good information and you're dropping so much good game. It's amazing, you know. And I think that it would transfer. And also, I got to get you in some of these movies that we're doing too. And also, we got to tell your story. By the way, this is Sister Wani. This is the first Black woman who traveled to every single country on the planet. They keep trying to give that distinction to this Congo. Is she from Congo? Congo? Where's that girl from?
She's from Uganda.
Uganda. Now, what's the deal with that? Why do they keep saying that she's the first Black woman to travel all over the country? And why are they trying to take that distinction from you?
Well, I did this about a year and a month before she went to what she said was all of the countries, but she never got into Syria because of violence. But I just completed it, and once I did, a lot of people kept saying, "Say something about it, say something," and I said, "Okay." I didn't know anything about really press releases, but a press release was done. A lot of bloggers picked it up. About 50 people did articles on it. And then she got mad.
Mm,
Excuse all the noise. I have a
yeah,
motorcycle going by. She got
yeah.
angry and she just proceeded to try to get rid of all my articles. She threatened a lot of the editors and people that made the articles, spammed my Wikipedia page and stuff like that. So I just said, I completed it. I'm satisfied with what I did. And but we're in a different place because she's going around trying to monetize monetize it, and she's kind of like like a publicity stunt to her, where it wasn't we're just not in the same place. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, in life, you know.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we every time the white media tries to spread the lie that she did it first, we always correct them because they know it's a lie. They know, and they always try to minimize things that foundational Black Americans do, and attach immigrants onto it to kind of erase us, and we're not going to let that happen. But anyway, Sister Wani, thank you so much for calling in, beloved. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
All right, but yeah, if we do this thing, man, I want to get some of my young brothers, my Secure the Tribe brothers. I would like to bring them brothers up. Brother Sonny and Mel, those guys, absolutely. We definitely want those brothers to come on out and represent. We absolutely want some of those brothers to come out and represent. You dig? Look at all the folks in the room here. We got a lot of folks in here. What's up, Afro? Let me get Afro Elite in here. What's up, Brother Afro Elite? Brother Afro Elite. I see Brother Ra. I see you in here, Ra. We got to have you come down too, Brother Ra. Afro Elite. Ra was at the FBA conference a couple of years ago. What's up, Afro Elite?
Hey, how's it going, Tariq? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How are you,
I'm
sir?
good. I'm good. I just wanted to give a suggestion, throw my 2 cents in here. I'm not going to be on too long. First off, I want to make a
Yeah.
statement saying I'm definitely feeling this pull-up summer. I pulled up to South Carolina, so if you guys, it doesn't matter anywhere. I could drive, I could take a plane. I'm thinking about going to or North Carolina with the Carolyn Bryant situation and pulling up on her, boots to ground down there. But what I wanted to
Yeah.
say, because you asked a question and I want to answer it, you said, who else should we pull up on? I think we should, as a community, especially the parents, should be pulling up on these schools, like the elementary schools and the public schools, because what they're doing is they're indoctrinating a lot of our children with a lot of this LGBT agenda that they're forcing forcing upon our children, and it's not getting as
Yeah.
much pushback as it should be getting. It's really not getting as much recognition,
Right.
but it's not getting as much pushback as it should be getting. And you got white people out there ready to shoot the school up over what they call critical race theory. So I definitely feel like we need to take the energy not just to the politicians, but to the school board and to the local schools as well too.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. I totally agree with that, brother. Thank you for the call. Yeah, man. Pull up summer is real. We got to start hitting these streets now, man. We got to start hitting these streets and saying, hey, man, this is what it is. We're tired. We're just not going to keep tweeting about it and FaceTiming about it and Instagramming about it. We're just going to have to let folks know what the business is going to be. And we can't be backing down. We can't keep backing down. We're not going to back down, man, because that's what they want to terrorize us until we're psychologically in a submissive stance. And if we submit, we've lost. So we're not going to play that game. Let me get a couple of more people on here. Let's get this roof. What's that? Root trackers. All right, let's get root trackers. Root trackers. Hop on. How are you?
Thank
Oh,
you.
cool.
Greetings to the room. I
Yes.
I don't know if this was mentioned. There's two things I want to speak to, but I don't know if this
Okay.
was mentioned, but we need to pull in what we call our new Black media, which is our real Black media, those
Yeah.
that speak to reparations, almost probably some of them daily, or against racism, white supremacy, Biden, everything that he's doing. Like for instance, TD Hip Hop, who is Tony Delamere, I think is his last name. We got Lisa Cabrera, we got Torian Rain. I mean, we've
Yes.
got Philip Scott. I would look at that whole list.
Oh yeah. Yes. Shout
Queen
out to Phil. Yeah.
Amadea. I mean, we got a whole list of those that I would think, maybe if not all, but at least a good 90% would not mind speaking publicly. What do
Yes.
you think of that?
Good.
Yes.
Those are excellent suggestions. I forgot about Brother Phil. Yes, Phil. So many other folks. Vicky Dillard. Again, what I want, fam, let me know some of the young folks in your area, some of the writers, some of the young Black folks, the young activists in the area who we can bring on a national stage, who can articulate the message. Let me know some of them in your area. I know some out here in LA I want to bring down. Let me know some of the young folks in your area who's ready to really get down and get out here and help with the message so that we can cultivate them and bring them along to get our message out there so that this will empower the other people who are their peers. We need those young brothers and sisters who's on this vibe that we're on. All right. Let me see. Let's get a couple of more people in here. Let's get Kitty. Let's get Kitty, and then we'll get Jalen. Who then? Let's get Sir Major. Let's get Sir Major in a second. Let's get Kitty, and then we'll get Sir Major. Kitty,
Hey, what's
hop
up,
on.
Tariq? This DJ Sag One. This is Kite Productions. This is our music page. So we do our hip hop over here. We do our education about getting our paperwork together for the music biz to take over our Black music that we all created. So come on over here for that.
Yes.
But with that being said, I want to holler at you about getting the distribution rights for the DVD for the Maroon movie, but that's another space. But I want to see if we could get Sister on live here. She got a real illmatic story. I feel like it need to be on one of your documentaries, brother, about Aunt La.
What's her?
Aunt La. Is she a sister? I don't know if you can hear me. Request to come up on the mic or whatever. Yeah, she got a real
Okay.
Elmatic story. You know, we from Jersey, all that dirty Jersey in the house. So she got a real Elmatic story about, you know, the situation the discrimination she's facing with the employment with the law over here in New Jersey. You know, so yeah, I
Okay.
want to tell a story.
I want to get sidetracked. Okay, let's get focused. All right, family. Focus, 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 focus. See, this is what we're talking about right here. We got to be focused, family. This is why we got to get a rally going on so everybody can stay focused. This happens all the time. We start talking about one thing and then it gets off into something else. We got to be focused. This is why we got to get out here, boots on the ground, so that the message will be focused. We're laser beam focused on what the message is. All right. We get into this thing where when there's an audience, all of a sudden, hey, let's start promoting our mixtapes. And let's not do that, because that's been the problem. This is one of the reasons why we got to have this rally going on where everybody is focused. That is my point. We need people who's going to be focused on the message, because what happens at all of these local rallies, the minute some of these niggas see a lot of people around, oh, wait a minute, I need to show these dance moves I've been rehearsing for about 5 years. Ain't nobody ever seen me bust a move. Then it becomes a damn talent show. You understand? That's what we don't need. We don't need a talent show. It don't need to turn into the Gong Show. We need to be focused and we need to stay on message. What's up, Sir Major? How are you, brother?
What's up, King? How you feeling, man?
I'm good, brother. You've been on their bumper out there and with the information about Akron. I've been seeing some of
Yes,
the
sir.
stuff. This brother has been on their bumper getting information with them police, numbers, calling them. This brother's been on their bumper. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. I just wanted to see if you and the family knew about, you would think that what's going on in Akron right now, where they have a critical incident, police involved shooting where they slaughtered our brother, and the police are still out today beating the dog crap out of our people.
Yes.
Just last night, uh, Blake, Jacob Blake's father was
Father, yeah.
beaten up. They
Wasn't
beat him up
Breonna
so
Taylor's
bad.
mama or somebody out there?
Her auntie. So yeah,
Or aren't you?
Breonna Taylor's
Okay.
auntie. They assaulted her, and the gentleman that she was with, and these folks will stop at no cost, um, as we're trying to get justice. And I think this is a deterrent that they're trying to do to keep folks from going out there to spread awareness about what they're doing. Today, I talked to the prosecutor. Here's just a quick update. The Summit County prosecutor's office is not getting involved with this case at all. They're leaving it up to the Ohio Attorney General. And what we need to do, Brother Tariq, is apply pressure on that office to make sure that we get justice.
Yeah.
He also stated that there's no reason, it is uncommon that officers don't do police reports the night of a critical incident such as that. So there's a lot to uncover. They're hiding a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
we've all got to kind of put pressure on this.
Yes, indeed. Well, absolutely. We need the name of those officers, because I want to start seeing what white supremacist groups they're a part of. My Akron people, if you're in Akron, work to find out who the officers are, what their names are. They probably scrub their social media by now, but we get those names. I want to cross-reference and see who's a part of the 3%ers and all of these other white supremacist groups. We got to start getting names of these people. All right. But thank you so much, Brother Sir Major. All right, we got to get real. We got to get organized, man. Us sitting up getting shot 60 damn times, nah, that ain't it. And we're not going to let that scare us. We're not going to let that terrorize us. We're going to double down on producing justice. That's what it is. Anyway, family, let me get out of here, man. Thank you for everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all throw some names at me. Let me know some names of some people in your area, some brothers and sisters who are activists, some of our young folks who we can bring on out to join some of our veterans to get our message out. Again, we're still contemplating doing this big rally in DC. We want to get some feedback from the family. I think that it's something that's much needed. Let me know your thoughts on it. Y'all follow me on my Twitter page. Um, Follow me on my YouTube channel, Tariq Radio. Puppy Akute and Lalavuve to the family, man. Y'all have a great night. Peace.